Hi, everybody. As you can see, I'm in Flint today, trying to help you check off the square on your bingo card or just help you in general. That has to do with having a chat in Flint and using that chat in Flint to create an activity. So I'm going to start off with just a real quick debrief of this main landing page in Flint, and then we'll jump into an example. So I am in teacher mode, as you can see here, for teachers in Flint. And really, there are two things that I might be doing, really kind of broad strokes. And the first one is to have a chat with Sparky. That would be really no different than you having a chat, say, in any other large language model like a chat GPT. The other thing that you can do is to create an activity. So you can definitely jump straight into the creation of an activity. However, what I want to show you today is how you could start in a chat and end in an activity. So you're kind of using the chat space to, brainstorm, wordsmith, sort of iterate with Sparky, and that will lead you to having an activity. So that's what I wanted to show you today. I'm going to go back up here to start a chat. Now, it gives me a lot of pre-formatted starting points that I could use, but I'm going to click on help me with something else. I have copied already and written already what I want to say, so you don't have to sit here and watch me type. So for my US history class, we are in the early age of imperialism around the turn of the century. So we're talking about Roosevelt and the Roosevelt corollary. And it just has a really, really awesome application to current events that are going on. And so Sarah shared with me this awesome article on NPR and how the actions of Donald Trump currently are relating back to the Roosevelt corollary. And then even before that, of course, the Monroe Doctrine. And so I want to take this article, I want to have the students read the article in preparation for the day, and then I want an activity that builds on that. So I'm asking for that. So let's just go ahead and send this off into the void in Flint and see what we get. All right, so what Sparky is doing here is giving me some suggestions here of what kids might do with this, right? So a few different options, a DBQ style activity, a guided analysis activity, a comparative analysis activity, and a discussion preparation, a little bit more Socratic seminar. I'm just wondering, I am thinking more about a debate style activity where they analyze and compare and consider if it is a worthy comparison to past historical events. Sorry, misspelling. Sparky won't care. See what it comes up with here. So again, I can iterate, I guess, is what I want you to see here. Yeah, this is kind of more what I wanted them to be thinking about. Are these modern day actions justified based on these historical precedents? They develop and defend a position based on the evidence and so on. How similar, how different? What would Monroe think of what they're doing? What would Roosevelt think of what they're doing? I love that prompting. Get in the mind of Monroe. What would he think? Get in the mind of Roosevelt. What would he think? And then here's what I want you to see is this idea. Let me build this as a Flint activity for you. So it's I've tried to lay the groundwork of what I'm thinking, even had that short opportunity. And that was brief. You could go deeper there of going back and forth with Sparky. And then we can go on. Now, again, it says here, great, I've created this debate preparation activity for you. Click the Start Activity Builder button below to customize it. So you can see it's prompting me to jump from chats over to activities, and then I'm in Activity Builder mode. I won't take you through all of that, but let's at least sort of click here and see what we're going to get. All right, what I love about this, and this is going to be a great place for us to stop and maybe segue into something of another sort of video, maybe, of what do I do in this activity builder. So what's happening now is, here is the activity, the basics of it. It's sort of acting as if I typed that, but really it was just kind of a bringing it over from the chat. And then it created this activity. And here is Sparky. And I'm looking at this blue text here on the left side of my screen. It's really like my screen got divided into two. The left side is my discussion with Sparky, and the right side is the preview of the actual activity that the students would engage in. So I'm going to leave us here because the goal was to go from chat to activity, and we've done that. But the next thing that I would do here is to work to get this activity to be exactly what I want it to be. And that's a lot of back and forth between these two halves of my screen, between either building with Sparky or building this activity manually. I can choose between those two. And then continually simulating this session until I see it look exactly like I want it to work with my students. Okay. So that's it. That's going from a Flint chat into a Flint activity with all the awesome scaffolding and guardrails that we have in Flint to work with our students. Let me know if I can help with that in any way.